Nothing but burned books. Take the stairs up. Alrighty, let's head back to the past and solve part of this here court case. Flush yourself through time. What? Twilight Zone sound effect is perfectly suitable for... Alright, I'm back. I don't need to read the charges again. I promise I didn't. Oh, I already said that. Okay. I have evidence she didn't steal the watch. Then present it to the court. Here, this is your pocket watch, right? Yeah, wow, thanks. Where'd you find it? I'd rather not say. It isn't evidence. You don't tell us where you found it. It might have been in our house or something. I found it in your grave. What? I'm a time traveler from the future. I heard your mom say you love the pocket watch so much you want to be buried with it when you die. So I went back to my time and dug up your grave to see if you were, and you were. There it is. That's crazy. You're crazy. Probably, possibly, but true. And the fact that you were buried with that watch means you eventually found it wherever you lost it, so Patricia didn't steal it. Tom squints in at the watch and thought, winds it and holds it to his ear. Still works. The finest craftsmanship, still working after 236 years. They don't make them like that anymore. Okay, but it doesn't prove Patricia didn't take it. Maybe I found it in her house, or she will give it back to me or something. Maybe, but it's a closed loop now. We can't ever know how you would have gotten the watch back, because now you got it back because I gave it to you. And isn't that what you really wanted, to get your watch back? You never really believed she stole it. I would like to know what happened to it. Yeah, but you're right. Patricia, I hereby withdraw my accusation. Thanks. Where does that leave us? You solved the matter of the pocket watch. Kind of. Patricia's just accused of vandalizing the outhouse and making a weird three-armed doll. I'll be right back. Again? You have some kind of guts problem? Yeah, I must have eaten some bad whatever people eat in the late 17th century. Okay, well, try to get it all out this time. I suspend the trial for a short recess. All right. I have solved the pocket watch problem. Good for me. I'm awesome. Now I have a reason to hide behind it. You hide behind the Otis, hoping the Proctors aren't geologically Danish. I don't get that one. Fortunately, Miss Proctor doesn't seem to have noticed your move. Her conversation gradually returns to a less hushed, more easily eavesdroppable volume. Did I mention we've been picking out new furniture for the bedrooms? Oh, really? Yes, bureaus and armoires and such. I've found a delightful little nightstand for Peter's room. He even has a secret compartment in it when he's older and needs to hide sinful lithographs from us. How charming. Interesting. Enter combination. I have my notes from before. I do not want to go on a tedious search quest with no plot involved. Enter it. Someone's chucked a magical ritual on the floor. That's ominous. Mess with it. Technically, you shouldn't be able to be down here without having finished dealing with the kids in their trial. Not that I'm calling you a cheater. You probably remembered the combination to the lock from an alternate timeline or something. I'll give you credit for being clever enough to try and shortcut things this way. Since missing stuff in the cellar early would make the trial unsolvable, I hope you understand if I don't let you do that. Oh, that's pretty smart. Technically, you shouldn't be down here. Oh, that's a dick move. Really? Book's so old you can't even parse the titles. Really? None of them? The Encyclopedia of Blood. That was what I wanted. It's one of those skills you can buy up that gives you more hit points. State-of-the-art toilet. Well, I wanted to get XP for... Oh, wait. There's nothing to flush in... Yeah, there is nothing to flush. So, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Flush yourself through time. Alright, now we go back to when this place is a museum. Wrong door. If you're too close to the door when you try to pass it by, it will mess you up. Wow, that's a dick move on the game's part. Alright. The velvet rope's keeping you out of Peter's room, despite the fact that you have legal authority to search it. Kind of. This kid had his own sculpture of a toy box. Solid mahogany. Half-height dressing mirror. Hey, there you are. Bye, Fumble. The child's bed from 100 years ago is still nicer than any bed you've ever owned. And search the nightstand. Only thing is a piece of paper listing several things that have been taken away by the Historical Society for Restoration and Cataloging. A bag of fancy glass marbles and steel ball bearings, a fake spider made of horsehair and copper wire, stuff like that. Nothing seems relevant to the trial. Hidden compartment. You feel around until you find the catch that makes the secret compartment pop open. Ha-ha! A severed ragdoll arm. I feel ever so slightly cheated. Well, since I have to do the stupid fetch quest anyway... Hold on. Hot plate. Short-circuiting electric prod. Do I want more moxie to dig through a pile of junk? I submit that I do. Okay, we're back to the Sandwich Museum. There we go. Antique ragdoll. Ragdoll has a bunch of old pins and needles stuck into it, and for some reason has the word boring embroidered across its front. I already read this, I think. Alright. Take a look. Someone's diary. Oh, the description in front of the plinth says Delia Putnam. Mostly it doesn't look interesting enough to be deciphering the archaic handwriting, so you flip to the last page. 6th of March. I hate that Peter Proctor so much. He thinks he can go around being as mean as he wants to everyone because he has a lot of money and lives in a big house and all. I should have used a stronger curse. It would have been worth all the trouble. Wait a minute. This handwriting matches the graffiti from the outhouses. You look over your shoulder and see the guard watching you. You're going to have to distract him if you want to get away with tearing a page out of the book, then get away with the page you tore out of the book. Pull out some of the pins. You discreetly pull a bunch of pins out of the doll and drop them on the floor. Fortunately, it's quiet enough that the guard hasn't heard it. Hi. Welcome to Putnam House. Don't touch the exhibits. Trick him into leaving. Look into... Sorry, sir. I get paid to stand around and talk and keep an eye on things. I don't know anything about the exhibits. Tell him about the pin. Bunch of pins fell out of that doll. I get paid... What? Some of the pins fell out of that weird voodoo doll. That could be dangerous. Someone could step on them. Oh, jeez. He goes over to the display and begins picking the pins off the floor. Give me that page. You clear your throat loudly to cover the sound of the paper tearing and stuff it up your sleeve while flipping back to the front of the book. I'll leave him to it. I now have a rubbing and a diary in the same handwriting. And that diary mentions cursing people. Hold on, I'm being paranoid and checking that I'm recording. I am still recording. Good. Where were we? Since you solved the matter of the pocket watch, kind of, Patricia's accused of vandalizing the outhouse and making a weird three-armed doll. I have evidence concerning the doll, I guess? You guess? That doesn't sound very evidential. What'd you find? I found this little arm that looks like it was torn off a rag doll, but if Patricia's already has 3... Let me see. It's mine. Look. Hold up the doll, showing the stitches where she fixed the hole left by the torn-off arm. Wait, your doll was originally a regular 4-armed one? Uh-huh. I made it based off yours because I thought it was neat. Hang on, a 4-armed doll is regular in 1692? Not everywhere, but around here, yeah. I get so bored. I wanted something different, so I made a doll with 4 arms. But I'm not allowed to be different, so I had to tell Mom and Pa it's a regular fashion for dolls, and I don't know, it sort of became a thing. I think I get it. You were mad because you thought Patricia had out-differented you by having an asymmetric doll. Yeah, I'm sorry, Patricia, that wasn't fair. Your doll's really good. I like it better than mine. Ah, thanks, I forgive you. Our dolls can hug and make up. Say, that's funny. The fabric on the missing arm's gone all stiff, like it's really old or something. Yeah, I brought it back here from the future. Where'd you find it? We hadn't resolved what happened. Who cares? It's a stupid rag doll. If your parents had any money, you two could have real dolls instead of making your own out of trash. I found it in a secret compartment in Peter's nightstand. Were you? Yeah, that figures. Not surprising in the least. Charges dismissed. You cleared Patricia on most of the charges. She's still accused of vandalizing the outhouse. Does it count as vandalism if it's still true? Hey! Yeah, it's vandalism either way. Just checking. I have evidence that proves she didn't write it. All right, let's see it then. I have 2 pieces of paper. This one is a rubbing from the outhouse showing the graffiti in question. Peter Proctor is a stinky... Yes, that's the graffiti in question. My father basically owns this crummy town. You won't get away with slander, Patricia. Technically, it's libel, not slander. What's the other piece of paper? A page from a diary. Someone who clearly thinks Peter Proctor is a stinky doo-doo head, and he writes the handwriting to match the handwriting to the graffiti. They're a perfect match. Excuse me. They sure are. Whose diary is this? Delia Putnam. What? Give me that. She snatches the page away from you. I don't remember writing... I'm doing the nasal again. I don't remember writing this. This is dated 3 days from now. The paper is really old, too. What's going on here? I keep telling you. Future. I stole this from a museum. My diary's in a museum? Wow. So I wrote yeah, I wrote the graffiti. Whatever. It isn't libel if it's true, right? Hey! No matter who wrote it, if it's negated by being true, then you shouldn't have put her on trial for it. And that's correct. In any case, the charge against Patricia is dropped. You owe her an apology, though. Or you owe someone an apology, though. Yeah. Not you, duty head. She means Patricia. Sorry, Patricia. It was Peter I was mad at. I didn't mean to get you in trouble for it. It's okay. He is a duty head. Hey! What's next? Everything's been accounted for.
Everything's been accounted for. Congratulations, Patricia. You're acquitted of all charges.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, Mr. Fumbled. No problem. Happy to help.
Anything we can do in return?
One thing I'm curious about. Do you kids know anything about witches?
You mean like black magic, starting to double with that thing, sort of thing?
Yeah. Check out this room. He thinks witches are real. Yeah, it's just scary stories parents tell their children to make them go to bed on time. So, no witches, no witch trials, nothing like that?
Nope, nothing I've heard of. My dad travels the whole region on the court circuit.
Oh, alrighty. Alright, there's a few more improvements we can make in this town, I think. Because we have seen signs of witchcraft. Of witchiness. Alrighty. Check out the little cemetery. Putnam. Hollow tombstone, possible treasure. Proctor. Peter Proctor. He was a duty head until the very end. Yes. Now let's go back time and rub his face in it. All right. Show Peter the rubbing of his grave. Hey, Peter, come here a sec. What do you want? I got something to show you from the future. Like I'd care about anything you have to show me from your dumb, poor future. Oh, I think you'd be interested in this. Oh my God, I literally rub it in his face. Well, not literally, but you hold up the rubbing of his tombstone and waggle it in front of his face. Hello, I'm Peter's grave. What? That's right, kid. Duty head on your own gravestone. That's what happens when no one respects you because you're an arrogant jerk to everybody all the time. But you're young and still have time to change. See what I'm saying? Okay, fine. I'll try to be nicer to people. Can I borrow your house key? I need it for a time traveling thing. He probably wants to burglarize you and make a killing on the antiques market in the future.
That wouldn't work. If he took something from now in the future, it would still be new. Antiques aren't valuable unless they go through the long way around.
Look, why do you actually want my house key? Not exactly sure, but apparently your house catches fire sometime in the future, and I think it might be a good idea to prevent that. Wow, yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I lost my key when I was playing in the countryside. Do you have some magic future way to find lost keys? I'll think of something. Be right back. All right, had to sneak off to campus real quick. Newfangled metal detectors. Can I borrow this? Sure, if you have a specific reason for needing it. I need to find an old key and stop a little girl's house from burning down 230 years ago. Good enough for me. Knock yourself out. All right. Portable metal detector you borrowed from Rufus. These won't be commercially available for 3 more years, so be careful with it. All right. Back to the lake. And now we return to the museum. Dodge. And we just wander a bit. Wander over yonder. There we go. You spend a while poking around the woods with a metal detector and unearth a nearly impressive pile of trash before finding what you hope is the house key. Then you write Rufus, SIT steam tunnels on the metal detector and stick it in a mailbox. With no stamp? Flush yourself through time. That will never not be funny. You check your pockets for the appropriate key. You brush off as much of the loose rust as you think you can get away with without turning the entire key into loose rust. Slide it in the keyhole and carefully turn it. Lock clicks open and then the key completely disintegrates. You peek in the front door and look around. Looks like no one's home, which makes sense because the door was locked. I'm not sure I even gave you the choice there. We both knew you were going to choose Snoop. Yeah, for real. It's a white ceramic plate painted with a forest scene. Pretty. This oil lamp is uncomfortably close to the curtains. You carefully pick up the oil lamp and set it on the mantel. This seems much safer. Did you know this oil in this kind of lamp comes out of a sperm whale's head? Not reading that. Oh my god, huge. A small steel lockbox with the name Delia painted on it. On second thought, messing with the contents of the... That didn't bother you with anything before, but messing with the contents of the box could mess with time. No witch's brew here. Maybe a witch's stew? Nah, probably a regular person's stew. Alright. Kids are hanging around, chatting amicably. It's nice to see them getting along. Doop-be-doop, doop-be. I didn't actually mean to go in here. The village of Sandwich. Okay, now everything is almost completely resolved. I kept this house from burning down, so it should not be a wreck in the future. Putnam House has nothing unusual about it except witches lived there. An iron pan was probably used for cooking, regular cooking, but we're pretty sure it was used for making small batch potions. Yeah, bite me. Old painted plate. This is the plate that used to be on the Putnam's mantelpiece, held up nicely over the last 236 years. The plaque on the plinth says, this plate commemorates the founding of the town of Sandwich on All Hallows Eve. How witchy can you get? You take a closer look. It does indeed have a date on it. Painted in filigree around the edge. 31st of October, 1626. There we go. Enter. Mess with it. You find some chalk on a nearby shelf, erase the circle, and redraw it backwards. That should throw a wrench into someone's plans. On the lid of the watch is engraved to my son Tom on his 12th birthday. Well, that answers the question of what happened to Tom's watch originally, but in turn raises some additional questions. Since you effectively duplicated the watch by bringing it to the future and giving it to Tom, it's probably best to leave this one here. Things could get real weird if you gave this one to Tom as well. Yeah, but he has his in his grave, so someone gives it to him from here at some point. Dry goods from before wet goods were even discovered. All right. Now let's go back to the future. And see what changes we have wrought. Welcome to historical village of Sandwich. Habits keep history alive by living and working the same way people did centuries ago. See what's for sale? Rubbing paper? I don't think I'm going to need any more of that. Handmade rag dolls with too many hands. This house has been home to the Putnam family for hundreds of years. Feel free to ask about historical village life. Hi, I'm Dorothy Putnam. Dolly to my friends. Hi, Dolly. I'm Fumble Goofenschmerz. Are you related to Delia Putnam? That's right. She was my great aunt, except more greats than that. So you look just like someone who looks like a Delia. What? Never mind. About your nickname. Is it short for Dorothy or is it because of the actual dolls? Actually, a little of both. I make a lot of souvenir rag dolls we have on sale. Do you have an interest in historical dolls? That would explain how you know about my great aunt Delia. Oh, yeah, it totally would. In that case, I do. I've read her old diaries. Apparently, the three-arm thing took off after she and her friend Patricia got into a squabble of some kind, and a passing traveler helped them make up. They became best friends after that. It's nice to hear. About her friends, did Delia... how did things turn out for Delia and Patricia and the rest of the kids? Did her diaries say? Let me think. Great Aunt Delia made a lot of dolls, eventually married a traveling trader. Sometimes she went on the route with him. Patricia got married to a big six from one of the outlying farms. They moved north to start a ranch. Outdated slang. A big six. Tom Danforth became a judge, just like his pop, and Duty Head Peter became mayor. That was basically by default. Nothing super interesting, but nothing much was back then. They did well enough for themselves. Thanks. That's good. Thanks for the closure. What? Nothing. What's it like being a historical reenactor? Honestly, it sounds kind of boring. Not so bad. Easy work. I take weekends off to cut loose in Ocean City with my friends, so it's not like I'm suffocating with this wolf rock year-round. Can you imagine? Sheesh. Yeah. Well, if you take the weekends off as a historical reenactor at a museum, aren't weekends when most people go there? Oh, well. This man looks familiar. Hi there. Well, hello. Welcome to Sandwich. My name's Phil Proctor. I'm the mayor here. Any questions you might have about our little village, I'll answer the best I can. In relation to Peter Proctor? Ah, you must have seen the graves in our cemetery. Peter Proctor was my I think it's 5 or 6 great-grandfather. We don't know much about him, but judging by the headstone, he must have been a character. Yeah, I assume. Can I go into your house? Sorry, I'd love to show you the place. We got a beautiful tapestry featuring portraits of some of my ancestors and a lot of historical memorabilia. But you've arrived at a bad time. We're doing renovation and restoration. It's a real mess inside. That's why I'm standing out here. I'm waiting for the electrician or someone like him. Electrician? I thought you were all 18th century historical reenactors here. Well, yeah, technically, but I have a telephone for emergencies. And once a week after the patrons have left, we get together to my parlor to listen to the Luciner Castor Oil Flakes musical variety hour on the radio. You know anything about witchcraft? Witchcraft? Nope, no witches around here. We filled the root cellar up with concrete purely because the house's foundation was a little shaky. What's that got to do with nothing? Let's see what the gravestone says now. Peter Proctor, kind of a jerk, but he tried. All right, we have saved the town and made it a better place. I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, or subscribe, or not. I'm not the boss of you. Good night.